Hello everybody, it's Aaron back from Screen Stars, and I'm here once again to do another review for Geek, Legion of Doom, and today I'm here to review the 2018 action thriller with a little bit of horror thrown into the mix, Dead Sound, a film that is directed by Tony Glazer, and it stars Jeff Kober, Brett Azar, Caroline Day, Ashley Austin Morris, Matthew Gumley, we have John Behlmann, Noah Gaynor and Sophie Faulkenberry. Now this is a film that it says when it first starts that it's inspired by true events, so it's one of those moments where you kind of roll your eyes a little bit and you're a bit like, really? How inspired by true events is it? Normally you take something like that with a little bit of a pinch of salt, and it focuses on four friends who are trying to get to a party for like high school graduation party at a place called Block Island, I believe it's called, a party where their friends throwing there. They miss the last ferry to get to this party, so they make the decision to hire a local fisherman to give them a ride to Block Island to get to this party. However, the first mate and the captain of this fisherman's boat aren't particularly the friendliest, and what turns out to be a simple trip to a party turns into a fight for survival by as the film progresses. So what are my thoughts on Dead Sound? Well, initially when this film starts, when you can get over the inspired by true events thing, which I think these days but doesn't particularly help movies, to be honest, and you're introduced to these incredibly cliched characters. You've got these two bros that are messing about and really annoying, and you've got these two characters that are used to be previously boyfriend and girlfriend, and we'll learn as the movie goes on that they split because Ashley, I believe she's called, was becoming addicted to drugs and alcohol and partying, and it all went terribly wrong and they ended up splitting up, etc. But so in actual fact, as this film progresses on, we start to learn an awful lot more about these characters, and in a fairly clumsy fashion we're given backstories for the majority of these characters that in actual fact they actually turn out to have a little bit more depth than the average film of this type, which I actually really appreciate, and I really do think it helped the film. It helped you care about these characters when things turned sour for them. It really helped you care for them and to get them out safely. And the biggest mistake movies make in this genre, and in a lot of horror genres as well, is they don't write these characters well enough. They don't give them any kind of backstory or flesh them out, so they're just cannon fodder. You don't care about them. And these characters here, you do. Even the bros, who initially are really annoying and frustrating, certainly one of them is given a little bit more about their character, about their history, about their family, and the fact that he's getting blamed for something that's not his fault. So you actually start caring about him as well to a certain degree. But the story here is nothing new, nothing fresh. It's the Psycho on the open sea sort of thing. Very similar to, the Dead Calm film, the one we got years ago with Nicole Kidman and Sam Neill. It's a similar sort of thing, really. Very enclosed space with these four characters fighting for their lives with this captain and first mate. I think what elevates this a little bit above other low budget films in this kind of genre is the performances. I think everybody here gives good performances. You've got the veterans like Jeff Kober, who plays the captain, who's actually quite sinister, but you understand why he has become this person when he explains it, and while you don't feel sympathy for him, you've got more understanding about why he's doing what he's doing. The real psycho really on this boat is a second mate, Bobby, who is really unhinged, and you see this as the film progresses, and you really want these four high school kids to get off this boat and get away safe from this, certainly from this character Bobby, who I think is played a little bit over the top, but it works for the film, I suppose. You don't it was a little bit too pantomime at times, but it was okay. So overall, we've got an average action thriller here, with decent performances, reasonably well written characters that will elevate it above your normal Psycho on the open sea type film. It's not just your typical, film that you would see in this kind of genre. It actually is a little bit more than that. So I was okay with this. I was quite entertained with it. I mean, yeah, they make some stupid decisions, like why would they choose this fisherman's boat for this ride? I mean, they're already freaked out by it. They already don't trust them, but they still decide to do it anyway. I think they can throw money at it and they'll get a lift, and everything's going to be alright. Well, unfortunately it wasn't for them. So apart from a few stupid decisions here and there, going in bars, and that's never going to end well. I mean, the bar that they walk into at the beginning of the film, if it you or I, you'd have just turned around and walked back out. But no, they go in there thinking they can get away with everything, and it doesn't turn out that way. And so they make constantly a lot of bad decisions here in this film. But it's certainly watchable. It's the best thing I can say about this film. I've seen far worse in this type of genre. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. I think it's certainly okay, but it's very, very generic, and with it based on true events, it's hard to be overly critical. I mean, how true are these events that it was based on? Did this actually happen as the film portrayed? I have serious doubts about that. But so it's hard to be overly critical about a generic story when this could potentially have happened in reality. But if it did, I suspect it didn't happen anywhere near the way the film portrayed it. So that's my review for Dead Sound, a watchable action thriller with a couple of horror elements thrown in for good measure. So I hope you enjoyed the review. I hope you found it useful. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you back on Geek Legion of Doom for more reviews. See you soon.